Hey, and welcome to FitMitTuro Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. Hey, and welcome to this week's FitMitTuro Fitness Podcast episode. And today I'm talking about fitness challenges, as these are so popular, and but there are also wrong way how to do it. So in this episode, I'm talking about 5 benefits, how you can benefit from challenges if you are doing them in the right way. But also 5 negative effects if challenges are done in a wrong way, as there are many challenges that actually can do a lot more harm than good. Even you might be seeing results if you are able to accomplish them. So this week's episode, I first want to start a little bit about my own experiences with challenges, as I'm actually a big believer of challenges and deadlines if done in the right way, because it's just the fact that humans are more likely to accomplish some goal if you get the deadline. So the great example is Christmas. So when you know that there is a Christmas, you are more likely to actually get those things done. What you are prepared with your meals. You have, if you are giving some presents, you need to get them before that Christmas day, or otherwise you miss the deadline. And it's same if you are in a work, you have a deadline, you gotta get it done, and it makes you just push a little bit harder. And this is the same thing with the fitness challenges. Obviously, if it's getting too much, it's doing more harm than good. And when you feel like that you can't make it, then you end up quitting and giving up. So there we have to be really careful what and how to use these kind of deadlines and challenges, that they are actually bringing more good than bad. So my personal experience is like I tried in the past. I tried some detoxes, and obviously it was just a short period of time, but it was 9 days, and it gave me like how those detoxes are working. You are eating very little real food, like just making sure that you are leaving all kind of carbs away and salty processed foods, which are obviously helping you to get that scale moving. And I did it for 9 days, and I lost significant amount of weight. I can't remember exactly how much was it, but I was like, wow, this is actually a great thing, like that you get scale moving. But what did I learn from this challenge? I learned how to be disciplined. But then when the challenge was done, like even the goal was like that, okay, you get scale moving. What I'm going to do after? It don't teach me anything. It didn't teach me anything besides being disciplined, leave everything away, and it's not going to be. I know that it's not going to be sustainable. So in the end, I gained all lost weight back. What I ended up losing, as most of it in a so short period of time, is anyways only water weight. What you are losing when you leave sodium, carbohydrates, all those things which are retaining water. So you see the different number on the scale, but as you hopefully know, if you have listened to my podcast and all my social media, weight loss and fat loss are 2 different things. Other challenge, what I did in the past, and actually I did this for a couple of times, it was no sugar challenge. So I was basically eliminating all sugars, like which are processed forms like white sugar. So I didn't eliminate fruits or that kind of sugar, what is like kind of with the natural foods. Or I didn't leave, like, for example, ketchup away from my because it also includes some sugar, but I didn't leave it away. But I was just basically restricting myself from all sweets, like which I know that are like some kind of sweets, like ice cream, cookies, cakes, chocolate, that kind of stuff. And this actually, I felt so much better. I got more energy of doing it. But again, it was just, I was like, obviously first couple of days were really hard. But then when I was doing it longer, I started to feel like, wow, this is doing something good. But the problem with this challenge was that I was counting days. I was counting days that 30 days is over, that I can finally eat cake or sugar again. Because it was for me, it was impossible to think and imagine to live this way in a longer period of time. And obviously what happens after these 30 days, even of course I felt a lot better. I felt great of doing it. It increased my energy. Even earlier I thought that I needed chocolate. I needed but then in the end, like longer I was without, better I felt, and it really did good for my body. But when I was thinking like how it ended up now, after it's like it's a while, it's a couple of years when I did it last time, what I actually learned from that challenge is that if I cut completely something away what I truly want to eat, it's going to be only a matter of time before I do it again. So obviously what happened after this challenge, step by step, when 30 days was done, I started to eat more. And to be honest, it was probably a little even more, because I got that feeling that now when I'm allowed to do it again, so I'm going to do it and even more. And in the end, it all like benefits step by step. Even I got some progress of doing it, lost some weight, felt better. Couple of months after, all benefits were gone. So in the end, I didn't gain anything except the understanding that, okay, maybe restricting sugars in some way, like it's not completely cutting them off, is going to benefit, and what it is actually doing for my body. But to be honest, it would be unrealistic to expect that I'm going to be able to live without sugar for the rest of my life. And this is why I feel like that this challenge, even it was initial success, it was not doing anything good, because I didn't learn a lot from doing it, except that I felt great, obviously, when I had that willpower, I had discipline to do it and be without them. But when I think it now, what effects it had in long term, and those effects were close to zero. So, but this is what is how those challenges are benefiting you. So first I will go with these 5 things. I will tell one good thing, then one bad thing, how they are affecting. So first positive effect is obviously that increased motivation. So when you tell to yourself that yes, I'm going to do it, it's going to increase your motivation, and when you are focusing on those short-term goals, and this is how I felt like that now when I was able to do, even it was a short-term form challenge, it increased my belief that I'm actually able to do it. Another good example is one of my, like, which I love doing in my coaching membership, and for my coaching clients, I do weekly challenges, I do monthly challenges, and those are they are sustainable. Like very basic stuff. It's not extremes like cutting sugars or cookies or something. It's how I like to use these challenges is adding something, like or focusing just one simple thing, what you probably already know what you are doing, what you should be doing, but you are just not doing it. And when you are able to do this, like for example, last month I had a 3,000 steps challenge. So it means that it's 10,000 steps per day, so 300,000 in a month. And obviously it's for someone, if you are currently having 2,000-3,000 steps a day, getting it to 10,000, it's going to be very unsustainable. It was just the way how I was putting it in that way that who are getting first, like it's 300,000 steps and it doesn't matter what time you are. And that was motivating people to move more. And obviously that is the case. What is the goal? Like with all these challenges, that you are doing something just a little bit more. And this is for me is the success. And there was 3 winners, and it was not Heidi was one of those 3 winners. And these kind of challenges, she started to believe that this is actually helping. And now in the end, within past 4 months, or not even 4 months, she had lost 10 kilos. So these are like, obviously at the same time focusing on nutrition, adding things like protein, being aware of calories, what she's actually eating, and understanding that she don't need to have that kind of success. She don't need to cut completely sugars out or anything. But when she feels like that, wow, this is actually working. I don't need to do, like, because it's most of the people who I start working with, they are coming with the mindset that restriction is the only way to see results. But when you start to realize and understand, and usually the best thing, what probably you have heard, like about importance of your steps, importance of protein, but when you don't actually know how much you are doing, and then when you start to do them, you start to realize it, feel it yourself, how it's going to affect. And then when it feels like, wow, I'm able to do this. This is not that hard as I thought. And then you are seeing results. So this is, for me, is the best way to stay motivated and get motivated. So then, pattern. First, bad thing, what you are doing, how bad challenges are done, is that what is negative effects, what could be possible, is risk of injury. So it's I have seen a lot of this kind of hard 75 or was talking just with my one of my clients. There is like some hardcore boot camp, which is obviously when you push yourself, you go like, you do insane things, like doing like thousands of burpees or getting like working out really hard. Of course, you feel great about accomplishing it. But in the end, if those things, okay, if everything is going well, you're able to do it, you get a really boost of your confidence. But what is actually, what is bad effect or negative effect is that it can cause injuries. So if you are just doing some hardcore stuff, what is at the moment too much for you, you might end up getting injured. And then, it doesn't matter if you accomplish your 30-day hard challenge by doing some extreme things. If you are getting injured as a result, and you are going to miss next couple months, and you are not able to do basically anything. So this is one bad way how to do it. So the next way how to do it actually in a right way, what is the benefits? So you have a structured routine. So it's when you have a plan, what you are going to do, when you are going to do it, and you are increasing the likelihood that you are actually going to take action. So when I was earlier, I was working out, I didn't have too much of plan. I was staying active. I was doing heat workouts. I was doing kind of strength training, but not with a plan, just kind of random workouts. And I was working out a lot more, but then it was always that I had a period of time that I was motivated. I felt doing it. And then I started like that. Now, work is busy. I have this and this to do. I couldn't accomplish. I didn't feel like doing it. And then I ended up having basically months without doing anything. And now when I change this, that I have my routine, I have my workouts, I have a program, what I have created for my clients, what I love to testing them and trying myself, how they feel, what is how they are, what kind of changes I'm able to see. Obviously it's all, you need to modify for individual goals, and for age group or everything. But in principles are still same, that you have some kind of routine. So I know exactly every day what I'm going to do, which exercises, in which order, how many reps, how much weight I should be using. It's just the tracking that you are kind of making progress. So this is that I know that my goal is to strength train at the moment. At the moment I'm aiming for, or I'm not aiming, I'm starting 3 times a week, my strength training. And then activity level is just walking 10 to 15,000 steps is my average, and that I'm aiming to keep. So this is basically all what I'm aiming. That is my non-negotiable. And then everything else, what I do, it's just kind of bonus. But those are my non-negotiable, what I need to get done every single day and every single week. So this is when you know what kind of routine and you know you have exact exercises designed for your goals, what are going to help you to go closer to that goal. It's a great way, and especially for beginners. Like beginners, if you have had some longer break, the goal is not if you start with too much, you increase chances of injury. But when you have that program, what is designed for your levels, and this is not what I with the structured routine. What I used to do this mistake all the time when I started as a coach. Like you can imagine if some people are coming to me, they are very motivated. They decide to hire a coach, get some help with the workout plan to stay having some accountability, talking with their issues, what they have. And usually at that point, you have something have happened and they have made that decision that now it's time to get started. And when I had in the beginning, I had a client who is coming to me and she was motivated. She told me that she wanted to work out 5 times a week. And I was like that. I was thinking as a young coach that I need some testimonials. So of course we are going to go for 5 days a week, at the same time restrict calories as much as possible. And what happened was 2 weeks, not even 2. I think after 10 days, I didn't hear anything anymore. She was way too sore. Body was tired. She couldn't do it. It was too much. And I never heard from that client anymore. If you are listening, Hydron was the name. I'm sorry. I did very, very bad job as a coach. And that is my experience. But this I have learned with the experience with working with so many people. The first goal, especially if you have had longer break, is that you start with ideally a little bit less. So you have always, because there is that mental aspect, especially for beginners. Like let's say that you aim to do, ideally you would do 3 workouts, but you know that it's kind of busy month and you start with the 2 workouts. You feel great. You have done both workouts. And then you are able to do 3rd session as an extra or some sort of workout, which is kind of extra. At the same time, if other person decides that I'm going to go for 3 workouts, but you are able to do only 2 and you had to skip that 3rd one, how you are going to feel? Are you going to feel more confident that you were you missed 1 workout, or you did 2 workouts, what you were aiming for, and did even something extra? So there is a huge mental aspect. What is your expectations? How confident you are feeling that you are actually able to do it? And then if you are, let's say for first month, you do a little bit less than you are ideally doing. And then if after a month you still want to do something, then it's time to add something, because ultimate goal is to work as little as possible, or that's at least the way how I'd like to think it, as little as possible, just to get enough results to keep going. And this is how that structured program is going to help you, and when done it in a right way. So then second negative aspect that so if you have these challenges, if you focus only on those short-term goals, so it will have misalignment with long-term goals. So all challenges, they are not like, let's say that you are doing something like your goal is to become fitter, become healthier. And if you do something what is not aligned, like to become healthier, how it's going to help you if you are going to cut all sugars or do some extreme things, you might think that you need to get that first initial progress to see to stay motivated, which is important. But in here, if that it's causing you that you start to feel even less like how you feel shitty about yourself, if you take in a short period of time way too much on your plate, and then you are not able to do it. So you are thinking, how the hell you are going to do it in a long term? So I advise you to choose, if you are deciding to join for some kind of challenge, think how those challenges are going to impact your long-term goals. Like it would be doing more harm than good, actually. And if you think that challenge, what you are going to participate, what you are going to learn from it, are you going to learn some skills that will benefit you the rest of your life? Or is it going to be just a challenge that it teaches you nothing? So it teaches maybe discipline, but you don't get nothing out of it. Like, because it's easy to say that now let's cut sugar for 30 days, sugar-free challenge, like I did. But what you are going to learn, you are not going to learn anything, how you are going to structure your meals, how you are going to actually implement it. You are just learning that discipline, that if you either you are able to be without sugar for next 30 days or you won't. And that's the only benefit what you are getting. So third positive effect of good way challenge and benefits is that community support. So if you are participating for some challenge like that, it's so important that you are surrounded with same-minded people. So it's in my, like, if there are a lot of free Facebook groups, I love my own Facebook community group where same-minded people who are aiming to accomplish, you are exactly in the same thing, who are trying to accomplish fitness goals, just sharing wins, maybe some struggles, and then getting the support what is needed, because it's so easy. Like, if you are surrounded with the people who are not in the same journey than you, how you are going to feel if you go out with the friends, let's say example that you are trying to quit alcohol, and your friends are always going to bar. You go out with them and you are there in a bar, the only person who is not drinking alcohol, and your friends are all the time telling you that, hey, come on, have one more. Why you don't drink? Why you are so boring? How you think that it's going to affect your chances to be without alcohol? But let's say that you are surrounded with same-minded people who are pushing you, motivating you that one more day, you can be today without. Or same thing with the fitness goals. Like what we often feel is that kind of guilt and shame that, you are not able to do the plan, how you planned to do it. Everything didn't go like a plan. You ended up doing nothing. You ended up missing your workout. You ended up eating way too much than you thought. And, when you are able to do something, what you probably don't even think that is a win, but you are sharing it, and they are supporting you. And this is just that importance of accountability, because what I have worked with so many people that what is the hardest part is usually because we are very good to tell what is going wrong. And if you are not able to do, like if I ask from my one-on-one coaching clients that tell me one thing, what you didn't do so well, there's coming a big list, like 10 different things that I missed that and I didn't do that. But the key is that you learn to recognize also those wins and celebrate them. Because if you never celebrate, like obviously it's your expectations that, of course, I need to work out. But if you haven't been consistent forever and you are able to actually be consistent for a month, it's time to celebrate somehow. Because if you don't celebrate, this gives our brain that satisfaction that you are feeling good, that you have accomplished something what was not easy. You might think that it was the expectation, but it's not easy to achieve, and you need to celebrate, even in a small way. Like for my own example is my workout. I don't enjoy doing strength training. There are hardly days that I'm excited to work out, but I make myself to go. I have my reasons why I'm doing it. I know it's today 8 months ago, my dad passed away, and I have his picture. He lost his health at the age of 60, and he passed away at the age of 70. So way too young. It's 8 months today when he passed away. And today morning when I'm recording this, I wanted to work out, or I didn't want to work out. Then I saw a picture of him and saw that today it's 8 months. And this was my reminder why I need to go there, even I don't feel it. I need to get started. Of course, when I know that I get started something, that's the only promise what I make for myself. But when I get started, I know that in most days I'm able to finish. Maybe I skip 1 or 2 workouts if I have some busy schedule, but at least to get started. And this is my ultimate motivation why I'm actually doing it. So to have, and I celebrate it every single time. My small celebration that I have done my workout is to drink some tasty protein smoothie after workout. So I feel having a shower and I feel so great about it. And this is just a small way to celebrate, recognize myself that I actually did it, even I didn't feel like doing it. So then third negative effect of these challenges, if not done in the right way, is that they are going to be unsustainable. Things what you are going to learn, it's like those hard 75 or extreme programs, what you're going to do, that there is no carbs, no bread, no sugar, no processed food, 3 workouts, 10,000 steps. Those are extreme things. And to get some results, you don't need to do all those things. Most of the people don't need to do some unsustainable things. So instead, if you what they are going to learn, like, of course, you know already those things. If you are able to do them, but how they are going to feel you, are they going to learn you something, what you could be actually implementing in the 1 year from now, 6 months from now, not only for 15 days or 30 days or 2 months, but rest of your life. Is it going to be like, when you are choosing challenge, think, are you going to learn something what you are going to actually be able to implement for your life for the next months, years, maybe decades? And those extreme programs, usually what I have seen and heard, that how they are going to, obviously when you're not going to make it, you feel guilty, you feel shame that you don't have willpower, and then it might end up that you end up having burnout, or you might be overtraining yourself. So it's doing more harm. Maybe you end up having injury. So it's doing in the long term more harm than good. Even that those benefits, like that, especially if you are able to accomplish it, you might feel good about yourself, but think it like that, how it's going to impact you in a long term. So then benefit number 4 is that if challenge is done in the right way, you are learning some new skill, or you are improving in some skill what you are going to do. So in this challenge, like, if you have that deadline, you have things to do. So you are learning something that what you are, maybe it could be in a short period of time. This is how I love to use that. It's only one small thing that you can do. It's not that you have to do 1,000 things. It's one thing, 1 or maybe 2 things. So maybe what is going to lead then impressive results. Like, for example, if you have never worked out with a personalized strength training program or workout program, it doesn't have to be strength. I always recommend, even you are some runner or something, some form of resistance training, strength training, weight training, you gotta include at least majority of time, because otherwise you are, like, especially older we are losing muscle mass, and that is our most valuable tissue what you can have. And when you are learning that new skill, how to actually program, what kind of programs to use, and how to, like, which order you do exercises, what exercises, because there are so many bad advices, especially now in the social media. If you look some workouts, you have millions of them, but most of them, they are not done in a proper way. Because if you look some influencer workouts, some app workouts, it's very popular to get like that social media algorithm to work. If you have some shirtless influencer doing some ab exercises, some stupid random ab exercises, and people, they think that, wow, they have got abs with those exercises. What they are doing is just to increase that algorithm because they are very popular. They get more attention and increasing engagement, which is obviously growing in social media. And then at some point, what I'm to tell someone who have millions of followers doing some shirtless ab exercises, that those are not actually working, or you could be doing it so much better, because that is how it is. I don't have visible abs. I'm pretty healthy, I would say. I'm pretty strong. I'm happy where I am, but I don't have visible abs. But that is just because it haven't been my goal. And because I rather have enjoyment. I feel great, but I want to also enjoy, and not for me. It's at the moment what it takes to get visible abs. It's not just worth it. But so you are learning some specific skill. It could be just focusing on your nutrition. One thing what I love to use, like either you become aware of how many calories you are eating, you become aware how much protein you are eating, as that is, I would say 90% of people who are doing it, they have no idea how much protein they are eating. Or if they know that protein is important, they are not even close what they should be eating. And it's just then learning to implement those strategies, adding protein, adding something. If you are inactive, adding steps, just one thing, and mastering in that specific skill. And it's not going to happen. Those things don't happen. Like it was for me. I didn't have any idea how much protein I was eating, but when I started to pay attention, now I can say that after a couple of years, I have built my routines in that way that in my worst day, without paying attention, I have 75 grams of protein before my lunch. So if my goal is to eat 150, 160 grams protein per day, or 140, whatever, but I'm pretty close. Even in my worst day, I would say that I get over 100 grams. And this is coming without thinking. And these are just skills that, of course, in the beginning, it didn't happen overnight. It took some effort. It took some time learning, like what I actually enjoy eating, how much protein those my favorite foods had, how could I add them into my daily life so that I have some bare minimum. So now when you have that kind of skill set, so you can have still pretty okay, not perfect, but pretty okay amount of steps even in your worst days. And this is how if challenge is done in the right way, you learn some skill, how you can, and actually how you can improve it, how you can implement it in your life that will benefit you for the rest of your life. So then this is kind of now a fourth possible negative aspect, is that poor nutrition. So if you are doing challenge in a wrong way, you are eliminating carbs, you are eliminating your favorite foods, you are eliminating your sugars. So this is some kind of challenges that if you are doing that kind of like that, eat only meat, leave some food group away, and this can lead that you are not what you are going to learn. You maybe learn how you are going to feel, but are you learning some skill that will benefit you the rest of your life? And rather you learn way, like, because that's the problem with all diets which have some name. Like I can name now a couple here, like At.the, what I had episode a couple of weeks ago, keto, intermittent fasting. What they are teaching, they are made, obviously all diets work with through calorie deficit, and they are just one way to create that calorie deficit. So what you are going to learn is that those rules might have worked for someone, but if you are a person who want to be active, who want to work out, I would probably not recommend to leaving carbs away. You could maybe reduce your carbs, finding a ways what actually works for you, having maybe in your workout days, higher carb days when you actually need it, or lower days. But it's just kind of finding your balanced way for workouts, for nutrition, what is working in a long term and what you feel confident of doing, not only for year, or not for a month, but for a year or 5 years. So this is how when you do it in the right way, it can be a good kickstart of starting your fitness journey. Then for number 5, for positive effects, is that you are maybe trying some new ways of exercise or forms of exercise what you have never done before. So, for example, this is something like that. If you for strength training, like starting with some program, what is, like, say that you have a 2-month program, you have never done workout with a strength training program, and now you give it a shot. You have a program what is designed for you, and then you start to feel like that, how it's actually affecting you, how you are going to feel, and then this is that, or you are someone who I talk now about strength training. It could be obviously something else. It could be a running program. It could be yoga, but I love to talk about strength training. So the strength training that you have never tried it before. You have never lifted heavier weights. You have always used your maybe some dumbbells, body weight exercises, but you have never actually, because you have thought that those heavy weights, they are for some bodybuilders or something, and you have never tried lifting heavier weights. And then you do it first time, how you are going to feel about yourself. You become more confident. You will have a lot more progress than you could ever thought it's possible. And a good example is one of my Be Sustainable coaching client, Tina, who is actually a runner. And she's not enjoying doing strength training. She haven't done it. She's training for running. And now what happened is that she had last weekend 5K race. First should be 10K. And after implementing 1 to 2 strength training workouts per week, and making sure that running training is done in a right way, including some high intensity work and zone 2 cardio, she was going for the event and she said that she was thinking it was 5K. She was first, before race, she was worried if she's able to do it, because she had a little bit, she felt a little bit, had a cold, didn't feel good. But when she did that race, she told me that she could keep running for, like, it was just a warm up basically. And that while being sick, like having a little bit cold, like if she would be too sick, I would probably tell that do not participate. It's not very smart to participate, but just an example that she feels a lot better already after 2 weeks or 3 weeks doing strength training within her run. So strength training, when done in the right way, it's improving your running, it's improving your performance, and it's just something what maybe you have never thought, maybe you have never tried. And then when you try some new things, what actually makes sense, you could learn some skill what will benefit you the rest of your life. And last negative effect is your mental health. So it's impacting, if you've done challenge in a wrong way, how it's going to affect your mental health. So when you aim to do 2 months and you are not meeting your goals, how you are going to feel, your mental energy, you feel like that I'm a failure, I don't have willpower. And that is that, or if you participate for, let's say, some weight loss challenge, which is done like a Biggest Loser, that your only goal is to get scale moving. What you will do when that scale is not moving, maybe you have been doing all right things, but for something what you can't impact, like how fast scale is moving, because that is something you can't impact, how you are going to feel about yourself, how is it going to increase or reduce your stress. So of course you feel more stressed that you don't get results. So that's why challenge done in the right way, that you have balance what is actually mattering, making sure that you, first of all, the goal should be always that you become more consistent. You are doing something what you would not normally do. So goal is not to do everything, but improve where you have been in the last week. And that is when you have realistic expectations, regardless what your goal is or your aim is. when you know what is realistic to expect, it's a lot likely to stay motivated and to know that this is actually a good progress. This is actually normal thing. And if you compare and watch some influencers, what they post, some testimonials of challenges, you might get feeling that there is something wrong with me. When reality is that if, let's say that in some influencer challenge, there is going to be 1,000 people participating, you are going to see maybe 5 testimonials of top 5 from those 1,000 people. So it's a 0.5%. And now you are seeing those testimonials, and now you think that, wow, what is my progress if you are comparing yourself to top 1% of all participants? So if you are somewhere in the middle, which is still great, how you are going to feel about your progress. So this is why those realistic expectations is so crucial. And this how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start when this episode is coming out. It's only a couple of days. I'm going to start October 9th. I will put a link to show notes about my upcoming challenge, where I will set personalized strength training goal and or training program for your individually nutrition goals based on your individual goals. And then we are basically just hanging out in a community. And this is how my community membership coaching is working. So if you happen to listen to this after this challenge, I'm planning to do this more often. And in my membership coaching, you can just basically start with this kind of challenge anytime. It's just that now at this time we are doing it all together, and next challenge is probably only a couple of months away. So I will put all details in show notes, and I hope to see you in the challenge. So thank you for listening, and make sure you are doing the challenge in a right way.
Hold up, friend. Do you love FitMitTuro Fitness Podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to FitMitTuro Fitness Podcast.